Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are tonight's entertainment. The scene presented, views from the 22 presented by the scene. I am Germ So True. That is Vic Jr. Hey, man, we got a great show for you guys this evening. We're going to talk about this crazy week of football that we have. The theme of the week, ladies and gentlemen, was football maturity. And we're going to dive into that in 1 second. But first, without further ado, let's first get to it. Vic, holla at the people, man.
Yeah, just another crazy week, like you said, man. Then we have a lot of the COVID situation going on. We don't know what's going to happen with this Ravens Steelers game. They're looking like Wednesday they're going to play, which is kind of crazy. Denver yesterday was kind of hard to watch. Some games were kind of hard to watch, but specifically Denver with that situation they had to go through with no quarterback. So it's kind of messy. You and Mo explain it the best in terms of what's going on as to why the Broncos didn't get their game rescheduled. But other than that, there was some good football. But other than that, it was little, like you said, maturity games, man. A lot of these guys did not mature, or these teams mature this weekend.
So we'll discuss more on Wednesday, obviously for obvious purposes, because we have a game tonight. We'll go over tonight. Shout out to everybody in the comments already. We appreciate you guys for being there. Just want to let you guys know, first and foremost, man, it's been a crazy week because of the COVID situation. But then it goes along after the COVID situation. We've had some really interesting things happen. We've had a GM fire. We've had a couple coaches fired. We had another coach get fired. It's just been a lot of stuff going on and a lot of moving parts at this point in the NFL season. So with that being said, we are now on to week 12. This is the end of week 12. We won't officially end week 12 until Wednesday night. And then Thursday night, we're back again and back at it for week 13. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read to you midnight views from our very own Mo Schefter, and we're going to go from there. And I'm going to start. The theme for week 12 was football maturity. And let's review. Cardinals versus the Patriots. Patriots 20-17 winners. The Cardinals, as a staff, label, and crew, have a lot of maturing to do. Dolphins 20, Jets 3. The Jets are awful, putrid, miserable, embarrassing, unpleasant to my opticals. Panthers fall to the Vikings 28-27. Lacking maturity is the perfect way to sum up this Panthers team. Kirk Cousins leads the Vikings on a game-winning touchdown drive. Browns 27-25 over the Jaguars. The Browns have not yet achieved football maturity, and it's more like football puberty for the Browns. Titans 45, Colts 26. What happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object? You plug in Derrick Henry and you get your answer. Giants 19, Bengals 17. This game was to include two bright, young, promising quarterbacks. Instead, it was two hopeless football teams. Chargers 27, Chargers 17, Bills 27. The Bills were supposed to win this game. The Chargers were never going to win. Bills cruise to their 8th win of the year. Falcons 43, Raiders 6. Raiders are childish. Rams 20. The Rams fell in this game 20-23 to the San Francisco 49ers. When golf is on, the Rams are excellent. When you get golf off, Rams can't get a W just to keep it a G. He kept it a G for y'all today.
Mm-hmm.
Saints 31, Broncos 3. I mean, what did you expect? The Broncos had to use their emergency QB because of COVID protocols. Chiefs 27, Bucks 24. Bucks can't cover the hill as avalanche of problems mount up. Chiefs and Mahomes primed to make a repeat run. And finally, Bears fall to the Packers 41-25. Aaron Rodgers equals Bear Killer. Vic, anything you want to start? Let's start with you this week.
Yeah, man. The Raiders is the one that stand out the most to me because if you saw the show, what's funny is that like I kind of said like they're gonna probably come off of this very physically fought loss against KC, in which they put out a lot on the field, and they might come out this week and look like a tired football team. And sure enough, I mean, against this Falcons, they made the Falcons defense look good, man. There was some pick sixes, just a lot of incompletions. They couldn't get the running game going. It wasn't, and I just saw a little bit of the game too, so it wasn't much that the Raiders did yesterday. It was actually really bad to watch. And they look like a pretender. They didn't look like anybody that would contend for a Super Bowl like I thought that they could. So.
What else? Do you have anything else?
Other than that, no. Like I said, the Broncos situation is tough, man. They didn't have a quarterback out there. It's a good thing nobody got hurt for the most part. But yeah, I just really don't. I mean, of course, Tampa Bay. We can get to that. We could do a film study throughout the week, Germ, which we have people on if you want. In terms of
Absolutely.
that stuff, I'm pretty sure we'll get people to watch.
Absolutely. We'll be doing some film studies throughout the week for teams and things of that nature as we move towards scouting season. My three takeaways from this week. One of my takeaways this week is that A, the Raiders are still a defense, and Derek Carr may not be the answer at quarterback. B,
You be quick to call the quarterback out, bro.
I am. I'm very quick on quarterbacks because it's
Give me a
either you
second.
got it or you don't.
I gotta plug in, but go ahead. I gotta plug in the
Yeah, go
charger.
ahead, go ahead. But with that being said, we get those things. So here's another thing. The second thing for this week is at the end of the day, say what you want to say about Kirk Cousins and say what you want to say about a lot of these other players. But I think Kirk Cousins showed you this week why he is who he is. I think this was the week he had to show it. This defense for the Carolina Panthers is going to be very good in the next couple of years. That's something else I took from that game as well. And number three this week, what I ultimately took from this entire week is we're going to have a very interesting run to the Super Bowl, considering that it's going to be a lot of people jockeying for positions. We got a lot of big games still left on the calendar, and I'm here for all of it. So I just want y'all to know it is going to be a wild ride. Please strap in. Get y'all helmets, whatever it is y'all need, strap in. Real quick, I'm gonna dive into a couple of the comments.
Yeah.
We got our brother Calvin here. He said, you all continue to expound upon my knowledge of the game. Thank you, brother. We appreciate you. We just try to give out the game, the best way we can. We got Big Shot in the comments. Shout out to him, giving out the handles for the social medias, the.scene on Instagram and scene_the on Twitter. We got my homegirl Brittany in there. Shout me out, Bunky. What's up, homegirl? April in the comments. She wants to fire the. I mean, I can't say anything other than you need to fire him. But I mean, the quarterback might be next. I ain't gonna say nothing else. We're gonna leave that where it is. It's not a here we go moment. Don't worry. I'm just gonna say anything. Big Shot says football maturity. April comes back and says this is about the time we implode, just like last year. You may not implode necessarily. You may just listen. You were riding a high, so when you ride a high, sometimes there's that low. But that's a part of football maturity. You gotta be.
How do you bounce back?
Yes, that's what we're gonna see this week.
Right, like I said, the Chiefs game was a rough game. It was physical, and so it's a little 2-game losing streak. Next week they gotta bounce back.
KG said you lost 2 players got hurt. 2 players did get hurt in this game. Lindsey with a knee and Bryce Callahan. Hey, look, at the end of the day, y'all, I want to say this. Denver was put in a bad spot. Some of it was because they didn't follow the rules. The other part is because the NFL didn't make an exception. Can the NFL be a little bit more lenient on the Denver Broncos? Sure. But at the end of the day, we already know what's going to happen. We know how the NFL is in these situations. We know that it's uneven. We know that it's unfair. So with those things being said, shouts out to Tanya who's in the comments now as well. KG, I'm sorry about the injuries, bro. Hey man, it was a tough week for you guys, man. So as you guys know, we here at Views, we do our own scouting and things like that. So moving from this point forward, me and Vic are going to start to transition a little bit more of our focus into the 2021 class that will be drafted. If you guys got any players you guys want us to look out for, please, please, please let us know. We're gonna be all over the place with this thing. Also, look, we need as many of you guys that want to step in and be a part of the process. If you guys want to be a part of the process, you guys let us know. We have the ability to strike up a Zoom call and show you exactly what we're looking at, teach you guys some different pointers and some things for you guys' own knowledge, and we can always go from there. We got the whole 9 yards here for you guys. Make sure you guys understand. Hey, this is where we make our bread and butter. Um, Mo and Vic have a very different opinion in certain aspects of this. Vic likes to scout and say he wants to bring in players to fit the scheme, and Mo likes free agency. I think you need a little bit of both. So it's the perfect balance here. You know, I think at the end of the day, you got to have the right players from the draft, and you got to add them in with the right free agents and the right current pieces, and that's how you get a Super Bowl winner. And we got two franchises that we're going to be talking about here in a couple of minutes that they had the perfect storm when they both won their Super Bowls, proverbially. Vic, anything you would like to add to this for the scouting season? Any
No,
heads up
yeah.
to anybody?
The we had a fun time during the draft when we had everybody on Zoom from each team. So I think that like that was outstanding. I had fun that day. So again, we got plenty of people that represent their team that love what we're doing. And again, so they, like you said, they could jump on a Zoom with us. If you got some names that you want to throw out there in terms of college players, if you got some positions that you feel like your team needs, in which you want to study some players with us, I mean, by all means, man, we can continue to do that, continue to expand. Just again, like the knowledge of how we go through this process and stuff like that, because we're trying to get better ourselves. We're students right now, trying to master this game and just enjoy it at the same time. So yeah, no, definitely. It's December already, so
Mm-hmm.
the off season is almost. I mean, basically, there's like 5 weeks left of the season. You know what I mean? So it's kind of going fast to see what 2021 brings to us overall, though, man. It'd be great.
Absolutely. And shout out to Tyrell Love, who pops in the comments, still Thanos, huh? Perfectly balanced. You know it. Because with the snap of a finger, the seasons change. It's just how it goes. KG, you know you're more than welcome always. So let's dive into this game here that we have this week.
Yeah.
We got the Seattle Seahawks versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's start with the Seattle Seahawks. They can't stop a nosebleed. We just gonna call it what it is. They cannot stop a nosebleed. Dunlap makes a difference. We hope that he can help stabilize and get them a little bit more pressure and those type of things. But man, they can't stop anything right now. They look terrible. They've been struggling in every level. Bobby Wagner, as good as he is, he can't do it by himself. Jamal Adams is playing everywhere on the field. It's really bad right now. Vic, so defensively, is there anything that you see from this team that maybe you can say, hey, these are some positive things we can take as we move into the next part of the season?
I mean, I said it a couple weeks ago, bro. Like Mo said, he kind of had hope for them to get better defensively, especially with Jamal Adams coming back from injury. I said at that point, I just feel like week 10, week 9 into the season, you already are who you are. And as you can see, when Jamal Adams is playing, he seems to know where he needs to be in terms of his responsibility. But everybody else just, even at times, Bobby Wagner, as good as his season, he's having, it just seems like they're out of position in certain plays. So I think it just could be a coaching issue right now. And they might have to evaluate again in the offseason where this coaching staff is, because there is pieces on this defense. There's pieces still on this defense that are very good. They got a situation now where they're going up against a struggling Philadelphia offense. We're gonna see how that plays off. I'm pretty sure you want to touch on that Philly offense right now, especially with Jalen Hurts apparently getting more touches this week.
Absolutely. Well, what we're going to start with, let's start with the Seahawk offense. Listen, with the combination of DK, with the combination of Russ and Tyler Lockett, this offense has done a lot of good things this year. I'm really looking forward to this game in particular because this is one of those games where the receivers are going to get whatever they want because the secondary
Pretty
for the
much.
Eagles, it's not very much they can do. Running the football, Chris Carson should have a big day. This game should pretty much be it should be a landslide for the Eagles tonight. It should be a
Let's say
landslide for the Eagles tonight.
Seahawks, you
Um,
mean, or
yeah, Seahawks. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the injury report for the Eagles. That's why. All right, so
now, real quick.
go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, go ahead. You want to read the injury
Real quick,
report?
real quick. We got Shell, the tackle. He's out tonight. And Homer, the running back for the Seahawks, he's out tonight as well with a wrist injury. And then far as for Philly, we got the guard, Opita, he's out. Lane Johnson with an ankle is out. And then one of their backup secondary players, Rudy Ford, he's out with a hamstring tonight. Vegas has us as a over under of 49 with the Seahawks taking 6.5 points. Now let's get into the Eagles.
Now, real quick. I was just looking at this before we got on, and this is something that you brought up with the Ravens. You got your quarterback leading in rushing yards right now for the Seahawks. So, I mean, it could be a little bit of injuries. Carson is always in and out of the lineup. Penny's not available. But, I mean, it's a situation that obviously your quarterback is probably still running for his life in different occasions. And, of course, he has to, he tries to make a lot of plays. I know you a little bit up and down with Russ, but,
It's not
that's the
necessarily
situation.
It's not necessarily that. Here's the thing with Russ. Russ is a good player. That's inevitable. That's inevitable.
Mhm.
The thing is, he has height deficiencies, which is really what the biggest issue is with Russ, in my opinion. Because when the pocket collapses around him and you make him in the pocket quarterback and you make him have to throw from people being around him, it hurts who he is as a passer. Because now he has to throw over linemen, which causes the balls to sail a little bit more, and it takes away from his accuracy.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the things that he struggles with, but those are things that a lot of quarterbacks struggle with. It's just he struggles with it a little bit more because of his height. We're just gonna call it what it is. That doesn't mean he's not a top 5 quarterback. That doesn't mean he's not a top 3 quarterback right now. That just simply means that that's just something he struggles with. It's okay. But Kyler struggles with that. Baker struggles with that. All of them struggle with that. Hell, Doug Flutie would struggle with that.
Yeah.
These guys are huge compared to these smaller quarterbacks. So it's kind of hard for me to be upset with him for certain things like that. But it doesn't help that he doesn't have any help from the defensive side of the ball.
Right. No, and just again, he shouldn't be leading the team in rushing. If your quarterback is leading the team in rushing, then you might have a little problem there. But go ahead, Eagles offense. What do we have here, bro? What is the storyline now that we are?
So it's looking. Carson should be getting the start tonight.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna see Jalen play some tonight, probably more than ever. They have a package that they deploy in this situation where they put Jalen at quarterback and then they put Carson Wentz at the X receiver. I'm still not understanding why you're doing this. Because what if the DB decides they want to get clever and they want to knock your quarterback out?
I don't know why it doesn't happen. I would do it.
I'm just looking at this situation like Doug. That's the one place that Carson is not protected, is outside playing wide receiver, and that's the place that you put him. That tells me what you think about your quarterback, in my opinion. To me,
again, there was a situation there where his knees almost got taken out because the running play ended up going to his side, and Jalen Hurts almost took out his knees. Bro, there's a lot of messy coaching staffs, a lot of messy playbooks. I mean, it's just see people like us that are in the film. We're detailed. We pay attention to details. That's why we get stressed out with things like that because it's like you're getting paid millions and we're sitting here trying to do what with it. You know what I mean? Like we see things that they should be seeing. But man, it is what it is. Doug Peterson. I would listen. These next 5 games, whatever they have left, is going to be telling for the Eagles offseason.
Look, Doug's walking papers, as I said on Sunday, they've been signed since week 2 for me. I'm through with the Doug. I'm through with the Doug Peterson experiment in Philly. Howie, he can go to. How you can go to. I'm kind of at that stage now where I don't really think. I mean, Big Shot gave a good thing. He said normally as a GM you get 2 coaches. Well, in this case, Howie and Doug, they're married. They both can go. Howie had a season in which he didn't miss with anything he picked up. Doug had a season he didn't miss with anything he called as far as play wise. And there we get with a Super Bowl. It's just is what it is. The stars aligned. So defensively for Philly, they still have pieces on the defensive line. They still got Fletcher Cox, which is a big thing. They still have some pieces there. But the issue is they don't do good at drafting defensive backs. And for some reason, they can't keep a linebacker to save their life. So, I mean, Philly, this is a tough team to watch on film. Their offense is fun to watch because of Miles Sanders and his creative ability to run the football. He is the most exciting player on this offense. And he has some runs that are spectacular this year. But at the same time, he can't stay on the field. So tonight is going to be this. Which defense is going to stop somebody?
Pretty much.
Next, Russ, you had a bad week a couple weeks ago. All right, we back to the good Russ now. If we're back to good Russ, Philly doesn't have a chance. If we got this other dude that I don't know who he is, who look real unfamiliar to me, I don't know what we're going to get tonight. So let's start there. Vic, keys to victory. What does Philly have to do to pull an upset? And what are the Eagles' chances to pull this upset tonight?
Now, I think this is a game where, again, like you said, use a lot of Miles Sanders, and Jalen Reagor is going to have to take another step in his career. Because again, this is where you can attack that secondary for the Seahawks. In the slot, in the middle of the field, things like that. Let him work those areas. Just again, you have Dallas Goedert. Zach Ertz, I don't think is available for this game, right?
He's on IR.
He might have another week in the IR. So working the middle of the field, make these linebackers work, make the the slot corners work for the Eagles, and keep the game short for Carson. Keep it short, quick intermediate passes, and see what he can do. And they can compete in this game, because I think that the Seahawks are going to be working on all cylinders when it comes to offensively. So they might be tough to keep up for the Eagles today.
I'm gonna make this simple. You drafted Jalen Reagor, and you could have drafted a plethora of other players who would have been better, who were better for your team. It's that time for you to see what he's gonna be. So this is the game. If you got to use this as your sacrificial lamb game to figure out what you have in this player and what you have and what you can use, I need to see Reagor and Miles Sanders in a situation. Interesting stat. Miles Sanders is one of the targeted running backs in the league that has the most drops. He has 7 or 8 drops on the year and like 30 to 35 targets.
And then he's averaging like 6 yards a carry, if I'm not mistaken here.
6 yards. He's averaging 6 yards a carry. To go along with the 6 yards a carry, he's also very, very dynamic and explosive when you get the ball in his hands. Right. Get the ball in his hands and get out the way and let the rest be the rest, man. Let's just make this simple. As far as that goes, that's that. Eagles, that's what you have to do to win. Seahawks, in order for you to win, run the ball, complete the passes on third downs, keep it to third and short, push the envelope here tonight, and just get the W. You got a division that your whole division lost last this week. You might as well, except for the 49ers, who are not
the
competing.
49ers beat the Rams, yeah.
Hey man, go ahead and just take the lead in the division, get you a couple of games up in the division. That way these division games don't even matter anymore for the rest of the year.
Shootout or blowout?
Oh, this should be a blowout. This should be a blowout.
It should be a blowout. Tyrell, shootout or blowout? Should be a blowout, but again, it's football. So we'll see what it is. Hopefully it's a good game.
Good night to you as well as good night for you as well. April, she said, give me the Sea Chickens by 7. Vic, that just moves us right into the pick'em session, man. What you got for us?
I'm gonna go Seahawks, bro. It should be a game.
It's really a question.
Yeah, it should be a game where they got like 34 points. I don't know, 23 maybe. Again, the offense might be too much for that Eagles defense to keep up with, and then of course offensively, we're gonna see what the plan is for Jalen. But we'll see what it is, man.
Give me the Seahawks tonight, because if the Eagles, for whatever reason, win this game, Seattle, shame on you.
Yes.
You can't afford to lose games like this when your division is going down like this. So at the end of the day, man, that is what it is. Final thoughts for this evening before we jump off here for the people so they can enjoy the game, Vic?
Nah, nothing much left, bro. We'll see what happens with the Steelers-Ravens game, see if we're going to be on before that game. Mo should be ready as well. Again, we'll see what happens the rest of the week. It's been a messy COVID month overall in November, so we'll see what happens.
Absolutely. Final thoughts for this evening is make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, The Scene, THE, all capital SCEN on YouTube. Make sure you guys do the.scene on Instagram, the scene _ on Twitter. Make sure you guys check us out. Tweet at us. Let us know. Hey, you got anything you want to see film wise, whatever, let us know. We will share it anywhere because we got receipts and we got plenty of film that we can share. That being said, signing off from the views from the 22 from The Scene, Vic Jr., Germ So True.